And I did promise, if you can get my reaction to, if you could get my theory video of Jane the baboon scene from Tarzan up to like 3 to 8 views, I would continue Alice in Wonderland week. Which I guess I have to hold up my end of the bargain. So I guess I have to hold up my end of this bargain, so here's a continuing of Alice in Wonderland week with the Nostalgia Critics Disney Summer Review of Alice in Wonderland. In 3, 2, 1, go! La, 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 la. Disney Summer. That classic music takes me back to before Tim Burton ruined it.
And yeah, actually that's not such a bad version to think of. The story about a young
Truth be told, I used to like this version until Tim Burton ruined it. And now that my heart grew 3 sizes, I finally see that I was wrong. Alice in Wonderland was just buried in my heart. And now, I love it.
Like I said, the focus is not the twists and turns, but all the oddities.
Yeah.
It's like
that's one thing you're correct.
Of what you're seeing than what you're experiencing. But with that said, the girl that got to play Alice is actually pretty good. Her name's Catherine Beaumont, and she does a really good job actually giving some character to this person. The dialogue from Alice in Wonderland is not easy to recite, and it's not easy to make casual. But she does a pretty good job. She's curious, she's polite, she's nice, but can be pushed to her limits. She tries to join in fun, but often just finds herself too frustrated. And she's also very logical, which makes a lot of sense in a story like this, because this is a world where logic almost has no place.
Right.
He went that way.
Who did?
The White Rabbit.
He did?
He did what?
What?
With Rabbit.
Who did?
The White Rabbit.
White Rabbit.
But didn't you just
Say.
I mean, oh dear.
Can you stand
On your head.
My favorite characters are your favorite characters. I love the Mad Hatter, I love the March Hare, I love the Cheshire Cat. They're all absolutely crazy, but at the same time, I think the fun with them is that you never know if they're threatening or not. Their mood swings are just so fast, and you never know if something really dangerous is going to happen, or if they're just playing along.
Huh.
Half the time, I don't even think they know.
You may have noticed that I'm not all there myself.
The Queen is one of my favorite funny villains.
Yeah.
Actually, watching her again, I realized I actually did take a lot of the nostalgia critic from this character. Just how quickly she can turn from calm and collected to just screaming like a little child.
Yeah.
I do love pathetic, whiny brats in a grown-up body.
Ugh.
Have a ton of power.
That's gonna hurt in the morning.
Figure out what's the right.
She'll feel that head bump in the morning.
Second, her head could be gone. Actually, that's a pretty dark aspect to the story, isn't it? How many characters do actually get their heads chopped off in this movie? Just because they don't show it doesn't mean it isn't happening. It's pretty grim. Wonderland itself is very different from other interpretations. It doesn't have a bright, colorful background. It's very black. Most of the backgrounds are black. But that's always great because when color does come in, it's always bright, it's always clashing, and it always pops. Some people have problems that they cut out too much from the original books, and, well, it's a Disney film, and an anime one at that. You sort of have to get whatever you're given. I will say, with all the forced Disney sequels out there, how come this never got one? There is literally a sequel book to Alice in Wonderland. Why didn't they just change things around a bit and start putting in some of the other characters? Like the Knight, the Turtle, the Griffin. There's a ton of areas you could go with this. But oh well. What I do like about Alice in Wonderland is that it does make the transition in.
Yes, it does.
That's the trap I think a lot of other movie versions fall into. It's that they try to follow the book a little too closely. Ironically, with the Tim Burton one, I don't think they followed it enough, but I've complained about that enough before.
Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland is creative, it looks great, it's a wonderful journey movie, and the majority of it works because the main character is just so likable. I have very few complaints about it, except, honestly, I would have liked to have seen more. But I guess that's a good complaint to have. If you're looking for a movie that's big on story, surprises, and character development, this is probably not the place to look. But I think most people going into Alice in Wonderland know what they're gonna get. And in my opinion, this is one of the better versions.
Agreed. Now that we're on a nostalgia critic hype train, how about we do his Disney Summer Review of Peter Pan while we're at it? This is going to be my last reaction. Probably this will be not my last one, because I gotta make up for a lot of lost reaction time.
I always said that Peter Pan was sort of like every little boy's fantasy. I mean, think about it. You got pirates, you got flying, you got Indians, you got faraway lands, you got mermaids.
This is my second favorite movie of my childhood. Before I discovered Alice in Wonderland, I always enjoyed Peter Pan. I enjoyed the music, I enjoyed the characters, but I digress.
I have to admit, he has a little bit of...
Before I get into the rest of this review, I want to explain my history with Peter Pan. So before I get back into the reaction, I want to do two things. For one, I want to give a shout out to the sponsor of this reaction, Corner.com. Corner.com is a copyright... Corner.com is a... Corner Store is a thing on Google Images. If you go on Google Images, you can use the corners. You can use the corners tool to actually look how much the copyright is worth. So make sure you go to googleimages.com today. And now for my second thing, my history with Peter Pan. My history with this movie is, well, it what got me back into Alice in Wonderland. Because of one person, Catherine Beaumont. You remember her before from my reaction already to the Nostalgia Critic's reaction of Alice in Wonderland. You're going to find out probably from the critic later in this video that Wendy's voiced by the same actress.